Well, here we are once again at La Grande Cantina here inside the mall, or what used to be the mall. We're Vista now, and other things that have developed here over the last couple of years. But since last February, kind of a start right around Valentine's Day, we had a brand new experience here in Lawton, and I want to call it an experience, so I'm going to talk about a little bit about what you guys have to offer. But thanks again for hosting another week's of Coach's Show.
You're always more than welcome, and we appreciate you giving us the opportunity to host your Coach's Show.
Yeah. Okay. The first thing I want to tell you is what I've gone through. Is my goal is to go through, because you have two sides of the menu. You have original Mexican, and then you have contemporary or modern is what you call it, a modern menu. And so they can choose from either side.
Correct.
Okay.
There's people that love chimichangas. I have noticed that people like.
They like chimichangas.
Obviously, that's not authentic Mexican food, but
okay.
People love them, and
So you're going to serve them. That's right. Okay, so I'm going to put up on the screen. This is what, and I didn't know, and you had to tell me in layman's terms what this was, because you're going to tell me the name, and I'm going to go, okay. And I even asked for a translation, and really outside of bowl, there really wasn't a translation for it. But I'm going to show you because it's worth it, and I don't have it right in front of me on the camera. So I took a picture of it last week because the first time I had the chile rellenos, and that was good. That was a nice little, it had a little cheesy sauce in there with shrimp and mushrooms, and you can go ahead and eat the pepper because it's not a jalapeno. Now, you did warn me in the bowl that was a true jalapeno, and I took a little snippet of that, and I said, okay, I understand the major difference. So up on their screen, go ahead and tell us what they're looking at right now.
Well, they're looking at Gran Molcajete. Basically, it's steaming hot stone ball with other proteins that we serve on the fajitas. Basically, it's a mix of all fajitas on one bowl.
Yeah, because if you can see on the screen on the top, there's the chicken fajita, and then there's the beef fajita, and then you had the pork over here.
We got some shrimp on the
and the shrimp is in that corner.
And some chorizo.
And the chorizo, and I like the chorizo.
Queso panela and cachos, yeah.
Okay.
People love it.
Now, I am going to tell you, it is not for the weary if you think you can eat that whole bowl. I could not, and I'm a much larger frame guy, and I thought, okay, I'm up for the challenge. I had to take it home for lunch the next day. And there's some people that share it and some people that take it, and I do know there are some people that can polish off the whole bowl.
Yes. We have seen, party of five, everybody orders a molcajete, and they do pretty good.
Well, they handle it, huh? And then it comes with a great homemade flour tortillas. They're so soft, and I mean they're the best in town. You can't really beat it.
Yes, you have to try and see the difference what's homemade and what you can buy in the stores.
That's right, and that's the big difference. And so we want you to make the La Grande the experience, and that's what I call it, is a better use of words, is an experience for it. And if you've not tried it, we invite you, not only on Tuesdays, you can come any day of the week, but our Coach's Show at 6 o'clock. So we got the Cash Bulldogs in the house, Elgin Owls, the MacArthur Highlanders, and we're going to talk football, with 6 teams that are coming up next. And we'll do that right after this timeout on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Your job can get dirty. You need a solution. At Waste Solutions, we offer front-end loaders, roll-off containers, and dumpsters for any job, large or small. Our services are for everybody, from small businesses to contractors to construction companies and everyone in between. We are a locally owned company, and we've been serving our community for 21 years. We love Southwest Oklahoma, and we take care of our own. Every dirty problem has a solution. We're Waste Solutions. Click or call today.
And back at the LeGrand Cantina. In fact, we want you to join us each and every Tuesday here, 6 p.m. for our coaches show. 6 area schools that we talk high school football. You got to love it. All 3 Lawton schools, Cache, Elgin, and then even Walters coming in for the little trip and making the trip down the interstate is the Elgin Owls. And Jack Baker, we're going to talk a little bit about Elgin Owl football. I know when you walked in, I said, well, this is the frustrating part of your schedule is, okay, you are so excited to get the season started. You have a 0-week a game, you get that in, you get your next game, and then guess what? It's a bye week.
Yeah.
How do you handle that?
Well, we get to go back and work on us, and so when you have another game up, you're having to work on you and work on somebody else, and this allows us to reset, look at those first 2 games, look at the things we did really well, look at the things that we need to do better, and really focus in on fixing some things with us. And so that's a positive.
Well, since we're on the subject of fixing things with you, what have you found out about this team that you found out in the first 2 weeks of play that you want to either improve or going forward, what you can do better?
From week 1 to week 2, the big deal was penalties. And, we racked up some penalties week 0, and then we really wanted to focus in on that. We ended up with 3 penalties a week ago, so we really cut down on that. Defensive side of the ball, we wanted to clean up tackling, clean up some of our eyes and our reads and keys, and while we played, really well, we're still striving to try to reach that standard that we're accustomed to. So.
And then, with this bye week, what are you going to do during this? You're so used to football-geared stuff. Okay, I already have my Fridays planned from now and, to the end of, it's the first part of November. So what is the staff and crew going to go do?
Well, we had JV, 9th grade on Monday. We got junior high going on right now, over at Elgin. And then, we'll get through practice, and I'm sure we'll go watch somebody.
Pick a game on Friday. That's right. That's right. It's nothing wrong with it. There's plenty to choose from. Now, the thing is, what was the experience of Texas, a team that came in and very unfamiliar with, and I know as Coach alluded to last week, is that it was kind of a mad dash of trying to fill that spot. And he said, what are we going to do? And he reached out to the connections of Texas, and they just said, well, here's the list. And I said, well, we're on that list. Did you get lucky in the – no. He said, I went to the – I called as many people as I could. But what was the Texas experience with that Texas-Oklahoma connection?
We can play football here in Oklahoma,
That's
too.
right.
So,
that's right. I like it.
It was one of those deals, again, it was a scramble to try to find a game. We couldn't get matched up with anybody that, worked for both parties. And this Dallas team needed a game, and so we scheduled it up. So it was fun. It was fun to – I think for our kids to play Texas football in Oklahoma, you grow up as a kid, and all you hear is Texas football this and Texas football. So it was fun to go match up with them, and we probably overmatched them a little bit, we're aware of that. But, I was proud of our kids when we went out and competed. We took care of business, did exactly what we needed to do and play hard, and I was proud of them. So.
Well, and I guess the good news for you guys is that you still have another non-district game to play before you start district play, is that a bye week, and then you got one more non-district to kind of fine-tune yourself to really get into that 4A schedule.
For sure, and it's going to be a tough one, Newcastle's a very talented team. I know they took a loss this last week versus Tuttle, but, Tuttle's really good too. So, Newcastle's really good, so we're going to have to prepare and get ready. Got a big, strong running quarterback that can sling the ball too, and some good skill guys, and they're big up front. So we're going to have to match energy and play to our strengths and get after it. So.
Yeah, we'll get to talk about that a little bit more, as we get closer to that. But Newcastle, we talked about. I know he doesn't shy away from any competition, but you talk about running the gauntlet. Now, they got that first win, but then they got that under them. And then week 2 or the first week of the last week is the Tuttle game. They'll play, the Blanchard is next, and then they play Elgin before they get into their district play of 5A.
Well, they're certainly not going to be scared to walk in
and
play us.
You're right. They played everybody. That's right.
We better be prepared.
Okay, so let's get to the first one up. Just give us your name, your position, and what grade you're in.
My name is Kobe Morton. You said position. I'm a middle linebacker and tight end, and then I'm in 12th grade.
12th grade, senior year this year. Okay, so how's that senior year started out for you? I mean, I know as a senior, you're so anxious to get started because this is it. This is your finale, and everybody will come up to you and say, you better enjoy the ride because it's going to go by so fast. So what's it like starting off this senior season?
Yeah, it has been fast since the start. Yeah, it feels like.
Oh, just wait. We're going to get to week 5, and you're going to go halfway through the
Yeah.
season like that, you know. What did you want to come in as a player to get better and improve at linebacker? What did you think that you needed to get better at?
Just being faster to the ball, just attacking the ball, going downfield and hitting players, yeah.
What's your summer been like? I was out there during the spring and I kind of saw the little circuits that you guys run, and it's very organized. You bounce around through that. But how do you think that's helped with – because I didn't really see a lot. I was able to see you in 0 week. There wasn't a lot between you or your opponent with a lot of cramps. So you think that conditioning has kind of helped you get in the position where you guys are?
100%, yeah. We've been conditioning a lot lately, especially this week, and then going into next week we need to condition a lot.
Since there's a layoff, and I was talking to Coach here about what are you going to do on your Friday night? Find a game, go watch, huh? Okay. What is your favorite food?
Chicken Alfredo.
All right. And where's the best chicken Alfredo you can get? Where do you go to get one?
Probably my mom.
Yeah, it's been a common theme every week. It's always been mom, and mom's going to love you for that too. Okay, so that's you made some great brownie points before you go home.
Yeah.
Okay, and then what are some of your hobbies? What do you like to do when you're not playing football?
I like lifting a lot, playing video games, and then
Any particular video game?
I play all of them, honestly, just a lot.
I was wondering if it was one of the football. And do you play in the circuit of other teammates? Do you go live and compete with it? Okay, now who's the best video gamer on the team?
I don't really know, to be honest.
Someone's smiling next to you. I didn't know if you were going to say you or if you're going to take on the challenge. Or okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure, honestly.
Okay, and that's okay. You'll take the humble approach. And what does it mean for you to be an owl?
Just come prepared. Make sure we're doing everything week by week and just attacking.
All right, so we'll pass the microphone next down to your cohort there, and give us your name, your position, and what grade.
I'm Tristan Keppert. I'm the defensive end. I'm in 12th grade. All
right, so another senior, and this been kind of a fun ride so far?
Oh, yeah, it's been real fun so far.
But you don't like the break right now, though, right? If you're in football mode, it's ready to go, and it's like, why is this here? These 0 weeks always, put a little complexity of a little break time, So what are you going to do on your Friday?
Probably just rest and go home.
Yeah. That was one of our biggest hobbies is sleep. That's a big hobby of a lot of you guys because you put in all the extra work. How much of a film studier are you outside of mandatory film breakdown when it comes to the team? How much do you do on your own?
If I do something wrong, I'll go back and watch it. I'll try to get better for the next practice.
And I'll ask you, as I asked some of the others, what did you want to come into to improve on coming into this year, your senior year?
My tackling and my physicality mostly.
And how do you best, outside of just tackle, is there anything else you do to kind of work on being a better tackler? Any of the specific area that kind of helped you?
Just in practice, we practice a lot, and we go through those drills a lot.
Especially this guy right here.
Yeah.
And he's going to tell you when you're not, right?
Yeah, definitely does.
Always someone to answer to. That's all right, Jack. Jack's there for a reason, All right. Elgin Owls on a 2-0 start, and after a Texas matchup, they're on a bye week, and then they'll take on Newcastle, one of the OSN teams, and their coaches show is going to start here in a little bit at 6:30 when they're at Luigi's over in Newcastle to talk about their matchup too. So you can kind of bounce around and find out who is doing what. So we're going to take a break. We still got the Cash Bulldogs, got the Walters Blue Devils in the house, and the MacArthur Highlanders. We'll take a timeout and be back to our coaches show at La Grande Cantina right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
When it comes to your health, you want and deserve the best. You want a hospital with the highest quality scores in the region and one that provides safe, excellent care. Southwestern Medical Center has been a part of this community for 115 years and has a history of delivering compassionate, skilled health care to Lawton and Fort Sill. Choose the hospital that has always put the health of this community first. Southwestern Medical Center. Be well. Live well. That's why we're here.
All right, back at La Grande Cantina here inside what was used to be Central Mall. I bet if you put a locale on it, you'll kind of know where we're at. And we're here each and every Tuesdays, 6 p.m., talking area sports with football and 6 schools on the slate with all 3, Lawton Schools, Cache, Elgin, and Walters. And now it's the MacArthur Highlanders, Coach Brett Manning. And before we get into this, I was kind of talking to you a little bit off mic about last night, which is something new, and I want you guys to experience it if you're in the area. That you had your first JV game played on your home field, not at Cameron Stadium. What was it like? Because LPS did a great job of doing new softball, baseball, and football fields with the artificial turf. They put up the press boxes in each. It's really kind of a nice, if you've not even walked the track, you probably need to go see it. But this was the first time you got to host at your field. What was that like?
It was really cool. You know, most people get to do that all the time, and,
Yeah.
and we never do. You know, we've always had to go to Cameron or, you know, a long time ago Ron Stevens, but we've never had a game on our home field. And it, you know, Cash came over last night, and you know, it was really cool. Just, you know, that not having, you know, coach doesn't have to go get the bus. We don't have to get on the bus and go to Cameron and get back and all that. And it's it was just fun to be able to in practice, check out equipment, hang out for a little bit, and then go to the game. So like I said, most people, that's just what they do, but we've never done it. So yeah, we're excited about it.
Well, you said there was one thing that you had to do that you weren't used to is someone had to put out cones, someone had to get out the chains and stuff like that.
Yeah, stuff that I've never had to mess with. And I'm running around with pylons last night.
Oh, there you go. You got your money's worth there. Okay, so you had a city rival. We're going to start talking about both of them before you actually get 4 non-district games, because our district is very unique. With you have a absent of actually having a game, so you want to have 10. So we're going to talk about Ponca City later, but that's after we get done with Lawton High. But let's get your review about last week against Eisenhower. Kind of a nature of 2 halves if you're just looking at the score, but how would you break that down?
Yeah, you know, defensively, I thought we played well the whole night. We, you know, they were able to get a play or 2 on us in the first half, but mostly it was, you know, we'd get to 4th down, and, you know, they punted, and punter had to bring it, you know, pull it down and try to run for it because he had some pressure, and we had him for about a 5-yard loss, but we grabbed his face mask.
Yeah.
And, you know, they ended up scoring on that drive, and then another 4th and 12, and you know, we get a pass interference call. It was close. It could have been a no call. It could have been, you know, he could have called it, but he did, and gave him another first down there, which led to another score. So, you know, just kind of struggled getting off the field defensively, and then, you know, got that straightened out in the second half and did a much better job. Offensively, I felt like we, you know, we ran the ball really well in both halves. You know, we averaged, I think, 9.4 yards a carry, which is something that, you know, that's pretty hard to do. I don't know if we've ever done that before, but it was a really good night by our offensive line and our running backs.
Yeah, and you said about 500 yards rushing. Yep. Man, that's something that you don't really see very often, and you know you'll take it. I guess the old adage is you'll take what the defense gives you, and if you're running the ball, there's no sense having to have your quarterback having to do anything other than that.
Right, and we had some passing concepts that were open, and you know, hit a few of them, but yeah, it's really hard as a play caller not to run the ball when you're doing it so well.
Well, you got another city opponent here with the Lawton High Wolverines, and this will, for you guys, decide a city championship with beating Eisenhower, and that would be another little thing extra in it. But it's kind of new. We talked about this with the changing of the guard, and you got a new coach and new players that have come on the team. So what can you tell from your vantage point of what you've seen from the Wolverines?
Yeah, Lawton High is athletic, like they always are. They've got some really good guys out in the secondary and the receiver spots, and really dangerous. They returned a couple of kicks this past week.
Saw that.
And we've got to do a really good job of, number one, trying to not let those guys have the ball anymore.
Does this mean we're going to kick the ball out of bounds a little bit more?
I hope it doesn't come to that, but
yeah.
but maybe.
Yeah, I got you.
But no, they run around. They play good defense. They're active. They're fast, and offensively they do a lot of stuff. So being prepared for that is a challenge.
Well, and then too, we talk about the atmosphere, and I got to hats off to, and I was told that it's going to happen this week. If it comes through, they've been combining the bands to do like the national anthem, and they've been coming together. And I think because Eisenhower plays on Thursday, Friday's game is going to have representation of all three bands together play the national anthem. I don't think I've ever seen that before. And then they bring the crowds too, and so you've talked about playing inner city games also helps you a little bit with the kind of almost playoff atmosphere to play a game.
Yeah, it's always a really fun atmosphere. Big crowds, and they're loud, and it's all good experience for hopefully some big playoff games in the future.
All right, let's go down to our players. We'll give us your name, your position, and what grade you're in.
My name is Sean Hughes. I'm a junior, and I'm outside linebacker.
All right, Sean Hughes, linebacker for the MacArthur Highlanders. And what's it like to start this season? I know that you get really antsy during the summer when all you're doing is just conditioning, and then all of a sudden they say, okay, it's ready for kickoff. How excited were you to start this season?
I was actually really excited. Like before the game, pregame, I was actually really nervous about to throw up, and then once the first kickoff happened, I was good.
Yeah, then you're good. Well, at least you're admitting that. How nervous that you can get before that. People don't understand about the butterflies that come before, especially the matchups as they are with a lot of people that are watching you. Friday nights are a big thing around here, and so how do you think you want to get better and improve, even at a junior at the position that you're in?
I just need to do better being job sound and flying to the ball and making tackles better.
What would you say is a game that excites you just on paper? I mean, not the next game up, but something that you are really looking forward to.
Elgin and Eisenhower.
Okay, those are the two right there. Now, what about the ones that are still left on the list?
I'm really looking forward to Midwest City and Bishop McGuinness.
Yeah, okay, and that's in Bishop McGuinness will be the last game of the season, and Midwest City kind of smacked it right in the middle, so we got a little bit to go on with that. Okay, and the guy next to you, give us your name, your position, and what grade you're in.
My name is Jamarcus Jarvis. I'm a senior, and I play right guard and nose guard.
So playing both ways, is there a preference? Do you kind of like one over the other? Or?
Probably nose guard, just because it's defense. I prefer defense over offense.
You like to get in the middle of it, huh? Well, a nose guard, you have to. How bad is it when if you are the one that jumps off sides?
Ooh. I mean, really, you want to beat yourself up about it,
yeah,
but you really can't. You just got to forget about it and then just don't let it happen.
Yeah, I don't want to jinx you, but I don't know how many times we've said in the booth that the nose guard is the one that jumped, and I said, you are right over the ball. It wasn't like you say, oh, yeah, I kind of saw it or didn't see it. It's right there. But that's kind of a unique situation. What did you want to come into this year to be better at being guard or nose guard?
Really being more explosive and aggressive off the ball both ways, and just be more assignment sound. Really, that's pretty much it.
What kind of leader are you? If you were having to look at underclassmen that are looking to you, are you more of a lead by example, or are you more of a vocal leader? Which one is it to be?
It really depends on the kid. Like if they don't want to visually pay attention, then you got to use your voice and speak up to them.
Okay.
And then for the more visual learners, then that's when you really got to do step by step and make sure that they do it right so they can be the next one up when I graduate.
Yeah, so you take that role of, coaching them, kind of, seeing you and then replicating it. So I like your answer. It's on a case-by-case basis. So maybe this guy needs to be yelled at and this guy needs to be shown.
Yeah, definitely.
Nothing wrong with that. And what does it mean for these city rivals here? You already played Eisenhower. You got Lawton High. And, some of you guys are friends. Some of you guys have contact with it. But what's it like outside the game leading up to this as far as chatter, talk, those kind of things? How has that been for this week?
Man, definitely outside of football, it's always just yapping. Everyone just trying to get in each other's heads. But
yeah.
Really, it just depends on you if you're going to let it get to you or not.
Yeah, well, and then, that's it's whether it's bulletin board material, something that was said or something that was done, you act, with it and kind of go with that flow. So, well, good luck to you on your senior season and good luck to the Highlanders this week. Try to bring a city championship back. No, it stays right where it's at, right? So,
yes, sir, definitely.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's what you're looking for, and the MacArthur Highlanders can be seen live, 6:30 for the pregame, 7 o'clock for the kickoff. We still got Cash. We got Walters in the house. We'll still get Lawton High and Eisenhower as our continued coaches show at La Grande Cantina right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Southwest Foot and Ankle Clinic has specialized in the medical and surgical treatment of the foot and ankle for the past 40 years. And they provide all treatments under one roof. From x-rays, radial pulse therapy treatment, to surgical treatments, all with one goal in mind, providing the highest quality medical care with good old-fashioned Oklahoma compassion. Call to set up an appointment today. Southwest Foot and Ankle. 580-357-8720.
Well, it's like a grand cantina here in the mall. We want to have you join us each and every Tuesdays at 6 p.m. for our coaches show. We'd love to have you. You can come any day of the week, of course. And the lunch, they always have a fantastic lunch where it's very crowded that you can come on in and enjoy during that lunch rush as well. And then you can join us here each and every Tuesday at 6 p.m. where the Cash Bulldogs up next. And Coach, unlike all the other teams we've talked to, you were on the network of our 12 schools. There was only 3 that weren't playing a 0 week. You guys had to wait for everybody else to launch, but you finally got it under you. You had a close game right down to the wire with Duncan. So talk a little bit about that matchup that you had last week.
Yeah, going into our first game, I thought the first half, I think we kind of dominated the first half other than that last play right before half. We moved the ball really well. One thing that we got to do better is we got to extend drives. We got the ball in the red zone and didn't maximize on those opportunities when we needed to, and we got turnovers and stuff like that. So we got to be able to extend drives, and when we get in the red zone, we got to put points on the board. So, and then just finishing a half. That play right before half, I feel like it took the wind out of our sails a little bit. And,
yeah.
Just going in the second half, we had a lot of first game, mistakes going in the second half, and we had some timely penalties that really hurt drives, and I think that killed us. And one thing I think we got to do a better job of is getting guys off the field a little bit more to keep them fresh. And I think our first game we saw that. We had some guys that by the fourth quarter, they were just they
were spent, yeah,
mentally and physically they were kind of spent. So. We're going to do a better job of that going into our second game, and I think, Matt Terry at Duncan, he did a great job. For their first game looked about like ours with the kind of mistakes, and they came in the second game and they looked much better, and he did a great job. And I expect that for us too. That's what I told our kids. I said, I think if we have a second game against Duncan, if it was our second game, I think we'd go in there and beat them. But at the end of the day, we're going to go in and fix our mistakes, and we're going to Altus, and we're going to go in there confident.
What was the biggest area of improvement that you want to see going forward, and this is the time to do it for your non-district part of the schedule before you get into the meat of your 4A schedule? Any particular area that you're wanting to improve on for the most?
Well, we had in the second half we had a bunch of penalties, but going back and looking at the film, I think they were kind of bad calls, just honestly. There were some that we made mistakes on, and just being more crisp and knowing our assignments and making sure we get the job done. And then, like I said, the biggest area we're going to do a better job of is making sure we personnel and kind of give players blows. That way we can get them through the whole game while maximizing their talents. So.
Well, coaches will always say they think some of the biggest areas of improvement in a season is from week 1 to week 2 because you can fix all that. You got to be excited about that, especially with Altus. You're kind of semi-familiar with them in the close proximity that you are. It's not really going to be a very long bus ride for you, to go to Altus. But what did you see on them after, breaking down film that you have to prepare for them for this week?
Yeah, this is going to be Coach Jeremy Reed's second year, and he's done a good job, man. They're getting so much better. Up front, I think is their big strength. They have a really good offensive line. They do a good job. We're going to have our tough task with our guys up front. We're a little bit smaller, so we're going to have to do a really good job of holding our gaps and just making sure that we're able to defend them and stop the run and not let them just get a bunch of push on us. So.
Well, we always want that improvement going into and I know you'd like to have that to kind of really settle. And next week we'll talk a little bit about what you've learned from this team with a couple of scrimmages and a couple of games in, and you get your feet out underneath you, and you got a home game and an away game. So you got a little bit of the whole experience to start off the season.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, let's get to your players. And first one up, if you'll just tell us your name, your position, and what grade you're in.
Luke Montgomery, receiver and safety. I'm a senior.
Right, playing both ways. Any particular favorite you have?
I like playing safety more.
Okay, I like the truthfulness of it. Even the coach is standing here. Well, he's an old defensive guy, so, that kind of is near and dear to his heart. So is it the physicality of the tackling part of it or scheming, or what do you like more of it being on the defensive side of the ball?
I do like the physicality and, getting there and make tackles and making plays for my defense and being the guy to get the ball back for the offense.
And what did you want to come into this season, to get better at, to improve at? What do you think that you could still work on as a player heading into this district play?
I believe everything. Everything can be improved on, and no matter what, I always want to make improvements on myself and being a player on the field. So anything I can to make improvements on, I will.
What's your favorite food?
Cheeseburgers.
All right. Where's the best place to get a cheeseburger?
Definitely Whataburger.
Okay. All right. Any certain way? Certain things on it or not on it, or
mustard, ketchup, and cheese.
Okay. You see, you can't beat that. Open 24 hours too. All right. Okay. What are some of your hobbies? What do you like to do when you're not playing football?
Just hang out with my buddies and have fun, be a kid.
And a lot of those buddies are on that team. I know you guys are a close family, and that means a lot to you. So what does it mean for you to be a Bulldog?
It means everything. I've grown up in cash all my life, and so being able to be on the field and represent my town, my community, my family, and my teammates is what's most important to me. Yeah,
couldn't say it any better. Okay, so who do you have next to you? Give us your name, your position, and what grade you're in.
My name is Michael Rodriguez. I am a running back and linebacker, and I'm in 12th grade.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you, as I asked him, since you play both sides of the ball, which side is there one that you have a little bit, I don't have to say pick over, slight favor over the other, and why?
I would definitely say running back. I just love to get the ball, just run up the middle.
What running back doesn't, right? Okay, so even though the play call comes from the sideline, how much do you campaign to your quarterback to say, you know what, just give it to me, I can take this?
I have faith in my quarterback. He's going to make the right read. But
okay, but you don't mind toting the rock though either, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. What would be a good night of stats for you if running the ball? If you had an ideal night, what would it look like at the end of the night?
I don't really look too much into stats. It doesn't really matter to me, but probably just 100 yards, touchdown or two,
all right,
and we win the game. That's
right. Oh, and then put the little spot on the win game. What was it like to finally? I know people were playing 0 week, and you guys had to watch a lot of other people play football, and we're not up yet. And now you got to play against Duncan. What was it like to finally kick that off for real?
It was amazing. Being on the field, those pregame jitters up into that first snap really
Yeah.
There's just nothing like it.
And what's it like going to go to Altus, a little road trip, not too long of one, but because you're already on the west side already, what's it like to go over there and play? You know, they're kind of a nostalgic place to play. You know, they got that rock arena there, and they got a lot of history there. But going to Altus, what do you know about them, and what are you preparing for them for this week?
I know their defense is pretty good, and I'm just ready to break some tackles, really.
All right, so there we go. And the opportunity arises itself against the Altus Bulldogs, which their coaches show will be tomorrow, and they're part of on the network as well. With our network, we have so many that play each other in the first part of the season. I kind of want to get that out of the way so then we can get into people that we don't get to see and talk about much, but the overlap is quite a bit here. So the Cash Bulldogs, good luck to you. It's a close game. It's like that close, and you can kind of learn from that and get over that edge. And we got the Altus Bulldogs up next. Okay, we have got the Walters Blue Devils still in the house. We still got Eisenhower and Lawton High to talk to as well, and their matchups, and we'll do that right after this timeout. You're watching the Coaches Show at LeGrand Cantina on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
The heart of Oklahoma, where your home isn't just a place, it's your peace. At Century Roofing, we understand the importance of protecting your peace. We're experts in roofing technology, techniques, and customer service because we care about Oklahoma and we care about you. At Century Roofing, we combine quality craftsmanship and exceptional service because your home deserves the best. Century Roofing, staying on guard for Oklahoma.
Back here at the LeGrand Cantina here in the mall. In fact, we want you to join us each and every Tuesday at 6 p.m. for our Coaches Show. 6 area schools that come and talk with football with coaches and players from around the area with the 3 Lawton schools, Cash, Elgin, and Walters. Time now to talk to the Walters Blue Devils, Coach Farron Griffith, and then we'll talk a little bit about how you guys have been on the waiting block as well. You know, you had a couple of scrimmages. We've talked about that. And you, like Cash, it was only 3 on that network. It was easier for me to count who wasn't playing 0 week than it was who all played. So it was Walters and Cash and Carl Albert. So what was it like for you to get this kicked off the season for real?
Well, you know, we were excited to actually get after it. We had a couple of really good scrimmages, and, you know, the scrimmages are great. I always tell the kids they're like organized practice. So we got to actually go into a game and get the feel of the game and the atmosphere of a game on Friday night, and it was really enjoyable.
Well, you know, what did you get out with this first game, too? What did you learn from yourself? And we talked about this with Cash, is that sometimes coaches will say their biggest jump of improvement is always from week 1 to week 2. What would you like to see this team get better at, you know, as far as going forward?
Well, you know, we pretty much had our way the other night, so we did a lot of things really well. You know, we still have a lot of things to improve on. I still want to see our blocking on the edge get better. There was some times that I felt like we were diving at people, tackling. You know, we had some busting assignments, which is always normal early in the season. But, you know, I see our kids just getting better every day. They're making strides. And, you know, we had a really good practice today. So I'm encouraged about what we're going to do.
Okay, you got Wilson. So talk a little bit about what you know about them, what you broke down to see from them, and what you can expect for this week's matchup.
Well, they're one of those scary teams, you know, kind of like a trap team because they've lost 2 games, but, you know, they're the type of team that they're very aggressive, very physical. They do a lot of unorthodox things that can give you some trouble. And it's like I told the kids, if we don't take care of business, if we don't go out there and play our type of football from the start, and we let them hang around, they have a chance to beat us. So we're going to have to really play well and execute better than we did last week.
Well, I was talking with Cody Pennington, who's our play-by-play announcer for the Walters Blue Devils, and I was just as an observation from an outsider that have not get to see you play yet, let's talk about your defense. I mean, you have not allowed people to do very much of anything, and compliment to, the kids that are buying into that. But let's talk about how good this defense is for Walters this year.
Well, again, we've got a lot of seniors that are returning that are starters and have played together. And, these kids like to hit. There's days I've been in practice where I'm like, I need to pull the reins back or they're going to hurt each other. And, they're really aggressive. Their swarm is really great. They're flying to the football. And, when I was there before, we had great defense. And, it's picking up right where I left off. And they, like I said, they really bought into what we're doing, and they're excited about it. And just the way they play and fly to the football has made them really good.
Well, and not taking away from anything on your offense, you've got some great athletes there, and one of them was honored to be a nominee for OSN Newcomer, our Player of the Year. And so, you got that back. He was a junior, and so now you've got that as a stability. So, even though we've been talking about that defense, that offense has still got something to show too as well.
Well, yeah, we found out the other night we have several weapons. Everybody focusing on B.J. Palmer, and next thing you know, John Freeman's breaking plays and making plays. Caden Griffin right off the bat had a 68-yard run the second play of the game, and there's a lot of talent on that team. And we got some newcomers. Last night we had a JV game, and we saw some explosiveness out of Gage Sampson, who's new to us this year, and he's going to be on the field quite a bit. And so when you've got several weapons like that, the defenses that we face can't focus in just on one guy, so it makes a difference.
And you've had different class size differences, and usually in the class that you're in, it usually is one guy can really make a difference. But if you have a couple, then that's dangerous, and I think that's kind of in the category that you're in, because I've seen it where it plays out, okay, this is the go-to person, and if we kind of, focus on that and stop that, then we're going to have our way. But with you guys, like I said, now it's a pick 'em. Like, okay, if you're going to try to do this, we have this as an answer.
Absolutely. It's kind of like us playing Hilton the other night. We knew going into the game they had really one player, and when we shut him down and got him frustrated, they really kind of folded.
They didn't have an answer, yeah.
And so, like I said, right off the bat, we hit with one weapon, then another weapon, then another weapon, and that snowball got to rolling. And one of the things somebody said, what would I have liked to have seen different in the game? And one of the things I said, well, we scored so fast, I would have liked to have seen some drives and see how we could put a drive together.
Yeah,
I shouldn't be complaining about scoring those big plays.
Yeah, I understand that too. All right, you got some players with you, so let's grab the microphone. Give us your name and your position and what grade you're in.
I'm LD Martin. I play tight end and linebacker, and I'm a senior.
Okay, so no, we're not done with you yet. Not just an introduction. We're going to ask you a couple of questions, and we've asked that some of our other players that stepped up and have had to play both sides roles. Are you more of an offense or defensive guy? Do you have a favorite over the two, even though you both play them both?
I'm more of an offensive guy myself, because I started playing football 2 years ago.
Okay.
And I got here, and I could catch a ball, but couldn't really read an offense. So,
are you getting better at that?
He's helping.
That's it. That's good. What kind of got you in? You said you hadn't played for 2 years. What got you back out and wanting to play football?
Well, I transferred from Big Pasture, and they don't have football.
Oh, they don't have football. Okay,
right.
All right.
So
you were a basketball player?
I'm a baseball player.
Oh, baseball player.
Football player now.
All right. No, I understand that. It was just, what position do you play in baseball?
I'm pitcher.
Pitcher.
Yes,
all right.
Sir.
So you got a rocket of an arm?
If you say so.
What's your best pitch?
Probably my fastball.
Fastball. All right.
Yes, sir.
Have you clocked it?
Yes, sir.
How fast?
89,
80?
91.
All right, that's pretty good. That's Walters will have a good baseball season coming up. Well, I know we're talking football, but what is your favorite food?
It's not very loved, but I'm a sushi guy.
Really?
I'm a sushi guy.
I think that's the first time I've ever had anybody that. Now, where do you get the best sushi around here? Where you go?
Here?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I come to Lawton for sushi.
Okay, and so what kind of sushi do you prefer?
Cooked, not raw.
Really? Okay, that's interesting because most people that I ever know eat sushi. That's the reason I don't, as it's raw. Okay, so if you were going to order one, what would be the best order of sushi?
One that you can understand. Yeah, you stay safe.
Okay, so if you understand it, you will eat it. If there's a question mark, you'll leave it alone?
Yeah, if there's anything like squid or something that looks foreign, you just stay away.
Okay, all right. What got you started with sushi? Who got you turned on to it?
Oh, I don't know.
You just found it by accident? Because that's not something
It's
you
probably
just
my
kind of sign
sister
up
or
for.
something, I don't know.
Okay, all right. Someone introduced you to it and you got it from there. All right. Yeah. Okay, let's go down the line there. Give us your name, the position, and what grade you're in.
My name is Tucker Tickle. I'm a receiver and corner, and I'm a senior.
All right. You like getting the ball or like giving the hit? Which one?
Giving the hit for sure.
Okay, all right. Coach talked about that hitting. It's just, is there a way that you guys cannot dial it up on your own guys, or you can't turn it off? It's just that's how you guys are geared.
That's how we're geared. We're consistent.
Well, at least, yeah, you're not going to take it easy on anybody. All right. What was it like to get the season started? You anxious to get started with football?
I was a little nervous at first, but, I mean, I was ready. I've been ready. I've been waiting for football to start. So.
And then what about this week? Now that you got one game under your hat, now to do this one, what's it like to play against Wilson?
I'm not really nervous anymore, so I'm ready to go beat them.
Anything what Coach said about, what coaches will say a trap game, because they've seen the film and you guys only see mostly the records. You'll kind of know a little bit of film study. But when a team comes 0-2, how do you guard against not getting overconfident thinking, well, they're already lost 2, we got this in the bag?
I mean, you can't. I mean, Wilson's really – like they go hard every play. I mean, we got to be better than them. So
you got to play them 4 quarters, right?
Yep.
All right. Well, you'll be able to see that 6:30 for the pregame, 7 o'clock for the kickoff. Cannot wait. I like week 1 to get over with because then everybody's in, even though there's a few that will have a bye week or 2. But thanks, Coach, and good luck this week. All right, we'll be back at La Grande Cantina. Our Coaches Show continues right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Lawton Community Health Center is a place for babies, kids like me, and even teenagers. Nice people are there to help you when you're hurt or you just don't feel good. And even if you do, they give you medicine so you don't get sick and physicals so you can play sports. I'm happy to know they'll be there when I need them. And my mom is too.
LCHC, your hometown healthcare.
Lawton Fort Sill Regional Airport, just 1 mile to anywhere, offering non-stop service to Dallas-Fort Worth. Fast, friendly, and convenient without all the hassles. Easy parking, and with close proximity to your arrivals and departures, all in their newly renovated terminal. Here to there in just 1 mile. To book your mile to anywhere destination from LAW, log on to AA.com. or call 800-433-7300.
Landmarks. They stand as symbols, reminding us of history and moments that shape our lives. We create our own landmarks. At Becker Raybon Funeral Home, we understand the importance of honoring these moments. Let our compassionate team help you celebrate the life and legacy of your loved one. Offering a range of services to honor the stories that matter most, we believe that every life leaves a mark that deserves to be cherished and remembered. Becker Raybon Funeral Home, honoring the landmarks of your life.
Are you prepared for summer? We are. Keep your air conditioner ready with a Miller Noble Heating and Air Maintenance Plan. We service all makes and models from Bryant, Carrier, and Lennox. Just need a repair? We can do that. Can't pay for it all at once? We offer financing plans too. Is it time to replace your old system? We offer free estimates on new systems. Click or call today and stay comfortable with Miller Noble Heating and Air.
Back here at the LeGrand Cantina, we want to be able to tell you that you can join us for our Coaches Show each and every Tuesday at 6 p.m., where we have 6 area schools that we talk with coaches and players about their season, about who they played last week, and who they project to play in the upcoming game. Also, don't forget that you can download our free app on Apple and Android devices by searching the Oklahoma Sports Network. We're also on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. It's free to download and free to watch. We're also on YouTube. For those who are on a YouTube channel, subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can follow us there. And on Facebook as well. So you like us on Facebook, follow us there, and you can have that live contact, whereas we're live on Facebook right now. And then you can find us on Instagram and on X, wherever you are socially, you can connect to us. Eisenhower got a late start to their practice and just finished, so they will not be able to join us tonight. And same thing with the Lawton High Wolverines. So we're going to be able to get them on next week. And so don't forget the full slate of games that we've got. Now, Elgin is in a bye week. Del City is in a bye week. Midwest City picked up a game, by the way. They were actually not scheduled to play this week, but they're going to play PC West. That's going to be on Thursday. Don't forget Eisenhower plays Carl Albert here at Cameron Stadium on Thursday. So you've got 2 Thursday night matchups, and everybody else is slated on Friday, except for the ones having the bye week. 6:30 for the pregame, 7 o'clock for the kickoff. Don't forget, Grand Cantina, La Grand Cantina here in the mall. Fantastic Mexican food. They have 2 sides of the menu. They have the original, and then they have more of the modern. So if you want chimichangas, they said you can get that here as well at La Grand Cantina inside the mall. We'll see you next Tuesday at 6 o'clock, and then don't forget all of our games, pregame 6:30, 7 p.m. right here. You've been watching a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.